Hey, what's going on, guys? Why don't you come with me? Why don't you join me for a bit as I finish cleaning off my outdoor workbench and all the shit that I've accrued. I kind of had a thought just while I was out here cleaning, and I don't know. I just figured I would think about it like on camera and on a microphone since I'm now a podcaster and that's what I'm supposed to do is just like kind of shamelessly promote myself and film myself doing shit because it's content, right? I don't know. So yeah, I just had the thought, and again, this isn't. I don't. It's not that I think I'm not doing this because I feel like I'm like fucking Nostradamus and I have so much to offer, but I just like had the thought out here cleaning, and there's all this random shit that I'm tripping on at the moment, and I used to always like give myself so much shit for having all kinds of shit because I'd go to other people's houses or you'd see other people's houses on the internet or videos or movies and like I said, mostly going to other people's places. They all seem so nice and it's like put together and everything's in its own little place. But really, like a lot of people just don't have shit nowadays. You know, they no longer like have a bunch of tools. Dudes and people don't fix shit at their own house. They call somebody to fix it so they don't need all kinds of tools. Um, it's like we've just either like relegated ourselves to not having a bunch of shit because we think that that's like a better way to live life. Really, I think it's just like kind of a trend because we like look at having a bunch of shit as a black eye and like ugly. But I don't know. I think for me personally, it's like I like to use a lot of this shit. So I have like a kind of a cohesive pile that's like a fluid thing. It's like you got to keep it like where it's like a moving, cohesive thing of it's never stagnant. It can be stagnant. I shouldn't say that. Like Justin says, and little Justin said, never say never. So I think he's probably right about that. So it's not that it can't ever be stagnant because sometimes you're like, fuck that. I don't want to clean shit up. I'm not doing it. So it gets stagnant. You don't clean it. But my point is, don't give yourself shit for that. Why? What does that help? Then it just puts you in a spot where you don't do shit about it. Okay, so you got a bunch of shit. We'll just go clean it out and see what shit you want, what shit you don't want. And then next time you're out and you're like, see some shit you like, you're not going to be like, oh no, I shouldn't because I already have a bunch of shit. Just fucking get it. Just buy it. Just take it home, you know? And then throw it in your pile of shit. And then eventually, once you get tired of looking at all that shit, you say, well, I'm going to clean it out and I'm going to see what's what. And I'm going to keep some shit. I'm going to throw some shit away and I'm going to sell some shit. I'm going to give some shit away, you know? So for me, at least, I no longer beat myself up over the fact that I have all kinds of shit. And you shouldn't either. Because, like I said, I just feel like nowadays we just go buy a bunch of shit from you know it's all just disposable and it breaks and on one hand we're being told that like we need to be environmentally friendly and um not consume as much and to limit what we're doing to limit our carbon footprint, but then on the other hand it's like your lamp breaks or something and instead of like attempting to fix it you're just like, oh, throw it away and get a new one. And so it's, I don't know, it's just kind of an interesting little conundrum. Just something I realized while I was out here. Just thoughts I'm having, and like I said, I mean, I'm a fucking podcaster now, so I have to do this shit, right? I don't know. I mean, a lot of other people are out there like kind of fronting and shamelessly putting themselves out there. And also, I too feel like putting up a front. Maybe that's why we don't have shit. Maybe people just like shove it in the corner and make it look like that's why they're lying on Instagram. It's because they shove all their shit in the corner and make it look like they just live like a really clean lifestyle. And it's like we're afraid to show that we have all kinds of shit. I don't know. I'm also, stoned at the moment too. So I am having just high thoughts that I'm just sharing with you guys. Also, I know that I'm recording and I'm not talking at this moment. Like, I don't feel the need to have to sit here and talk the whole time. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I feel like we're afraid of not saying anything because it's like, or we're afraid of being awkward or whatever. So we don't just allow silence. We don't allow for it. So most people would just be like, well, I'm going to cut this video off because I don't have anything to say. But maybe whenever I think of something, I'll have something to say. Maybe I won't have something to say. So I kind of got you hostage in a sense. Like you're just gonna have to like hang around and find out. Like, is he gonna say something later on that's like actually informative and helpful, or is he just gonna like stand here for 4 more minutes and not say anything? See the benefits of just having random shit. I have an oil can with oil in it. Who the fuck has an oil can anymore? But these old scissors I got out here that I do stuff with were starting to rust, and they're all like bound up. Well, they're good now because I have an oil can. Yeah, look at this. Like the Tin Man. It's like what they used on the Tin Man. Like, yeah. Like I said, who has this shit? Nobody has this shit. Hmm. I'm about at the point where I've done everything that needs to be done in the way of cleaning shit out. At least for now, because I can't move. I'm gonna like trip on some shit down here, potentially hurt myself. So I'm about at the point where now I gotta like start organizing the shit. I think I'm gonna have to get a little bit more in depth here with the cleaning. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm gonna have to get the blower out. I think. Yeah. Any reason to play with a power tool, I'm gonna do it. Piece of motorized gas powered equipment. Absolutely gonna bust that out. Play with it. Look at this. Like this right here. I found this shit. I don't like. I don't even know how this really ended up back here. Oh, this goes on fire hydrants. Yeah. I probably saw this, like, it probably blew up on the side of the house, and I was like, oh, I'm going to go put that on the fire hydrant tomorrow, and I didn't. So it sat out here for like 6 months, I guess, or longer. Maybe I'll go put it on the fire hydrant today, like I intended to whenever I picked it up off the street like 6 months ago. I don't know. Maybe I won't. I suppose pushing this board out is going to be the best move. I mean, some of this shit I have is cool. Like, for instance, some of it has stories to it. Like these are fence post drivers that my grandfather used and my dad used. And I used a little bit, actually, at one point for building fences on his property. He also used them whenever he worked for the power company. Um, but yeah, these are cool and they're actually useful because it's like if you ever need to drive a T post, you got one. There's a post driver. You know, you're building a fence or something, you got to drive some T post. Well, there you go. And then like over here, I kept these because I thought it'd be cool to make something with them. But these, I have a bunch of rings that are like from a barrel from like the, I don't know, 1800s or some shit. I don't know. They're fucking old. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, they were on like an old wood barrel my grandpa had on his property, and the barrel had pretty much rotted away, but the rings were just rusted. So I was like, well, I'm gonna keep them because they're cool. I'll probably make something out of them one day, but I'm in no rush. I don't know what I want them to be yet. Uh, I guess this is technically spring cleaning, right? I feel like there's definitely been some wildlife that's been chilling up in here. There's got to be wildlife that's been in here. Look at that. Found a baseball.